नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है आपके अपने YouTube चैनल विधि जुडिशियल एकेडमी में। मेरा नाम है विजेंद्र वर्मा एंड आई एम द डायरेक्टर फाउंडर ऑफ द विधि जुडिशियल एकेडमी। We provide coaching for the judicial services exams, and through this video we are trying to reach out to you to provide you full professional exam oriented coaching for the judicial services, and that is free of cost. We are going to provide you the entire foundation course including all the books, including all the details, whether it is required for the prelims or mains or for the guidance for the interview. So let's start with a new topic for today, CPC, that is what? Jurisdiction. एंड जनरली सी आप लोग सीपीसी को बहुत डिफिकल्ट मानते हैं। वाई डू वी टेक सीपीसी एज डिफिकल्ट? बिकॉज वी डोंट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ टर्म्स, जो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं। वी जस्ट ट्राई टू जंप इट अपॉन द इम्पोर्टेंट सेक्शंस, इम्पोर्टेंट एरियाज विदाउट गोइंग थ्रू द जो माइन्यूट थिंग्स। तो माई एफर्ट दिस टाइम इज टू जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द जो वेरी वेरी माइन्यूट थिंग्स बट विच प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द होल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सीपीसी. And one of the such concept is what? Jurisdiction. So we are going to understand minutely and within fine details everything about the jurisdiction, because सारा खेल CPC में jurisdiction का है, whether the court have jurisdiction or not. And depending upon this, see CPC में questions you can see the questions from Barrett, you can see the questions from the some leading case laws. But sometimes questions are asked from very basic concepts, from the meaning of the different kind of words, different kind of terms. with basic terms हैं, उनके meaning से question आता है जो हम लोग ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. We try to understand it as हो गया बस. तो बहुत छोटे छोटे terms हैं जो आपके सामने आएंगे, उनको आपने समझना है ढंग से, और वो आपके प्रीलिम्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, मेंस के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और उससे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है आपकी वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए. ये टर्म्स आपको अच्छी तरह याद आ गई तो आप आगे के चैप्टर्स को समझना आसान हो जाएगा. आप इसको ऐसे समझिए कि जैसे आपने टेबल्स पर याद कर लिए. इफ यू लर्न टेबल्स देन यू कैन डिवाइड द क्वेश्चन ऑफ डिवीजन, यू कैन डू इजीली द मैथमेटिक क्वेश्चन ऑफ मल्टीप्लिकेशन, है कि नहीं है? बट व्हाट इज द बेसिक दैट यू हैव लर्न द टेबल्स, टेबल ऑफ 2 to 20. अगर 2 से लेकर 20 तक के पहाड़े आपने कर रखे हैं तो आप मल्टीप्लिकेशन क्वेश्चंस, डिवीजन क्वेश्चंस इजीली कर लेते हैं. ऐसे कुछ टर्म्स हैं सीपीसी में जो अगर आपको अच्छी तरीके से आती हैं तो बाकी के चैप्टर्स को आपके लिए पढ़ना और समझना आसान हो जाएगा, और वहीं से आपको क्वेश्चन ही मिलेंगे, प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन मिलते हैं यहाँ पर ये. तो वन ऑफ दिस सच कॉन्सेप्ट इज व्हाट? जुरिस्डिक्शन. कुछ लोगों को आता होगा लेकिन फिर भी इसको ढंग से समझ लीजिए एक बार कि जुरिस्डिक्शन का मतलब क्या है. डिटेल नोट्स आपको दे दिए मैंने जुरिस्डिक्शन से रिलेटेड, उनको अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ लीजिएगा. चलिए, तो फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाट? जुरिस्डिक्शन का मीनिंग. इसका मीनिंग है क्या? जुरिस्डिक्शन मीन्स व्हाट? अथॉरिटी टू डिसाइड. कुछ खास है नहीं इसमें, इसको ऐसा समझ लीजिए. जुरिस्डिक्शन मीन्स व्हाट? पावर और अथॉरिटी ऑफ ए कोर्ट टू हियर एंड डिटरमाइन ए कॉज. व्हेन इफ ए कोर्ट हैज पावर टू डिसाइड ऑन एनी मैटर. आरुषि समझ रही हो? अगर कोर्ट को ये पावर है कि इस मैटर को डिसाइड कर सकती है तो हम टेक्निकली कहते हैं कोर्ट हैज जुरिस्डिक्शन टू डिसाइड दैट मैटर. तो बेसिकली दिस इज ए पावर और अथॉरिटी टू डिसाइड एनी कॉज ऑफ एक्शन or on any dispute. If the court has power to decide it, it means court has jurisdiction. Technically, this is what? Power, authority, power or authority of a court to hear and determine to adjudicate, to give judgment over this, to power, to pronounce punishment, to pronounce conviction. This is the term jurisdiction. Jurisdiction का मतलब है केवल जो कि उस कोर्ट को उस मैटर को हियर करके डिसाइड करने की पावर है बस. अगर वो जजमेंट दे सकती है कोर्ट, उस पर एडजुडिकेट कर सकती है, इट मीन्स द कोर्ट हैज जुरिस्डिक्शन. अब इसमें खास बात क्या है कि देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ, ये जो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शन है, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दोज. डिफरेंट टर्म्स आर यूज्ड एंड क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड फ्रॉम द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस टर्म्स. जो डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शंस हैं, इनके मीनिंग से क्वेश्चंस आता है. जैसे इसको समझिए पहले आप. एक्सपाउंडिंग एंड एक्सपेंडिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन. एक्सपाउंडिंग एंड एक्सपेंडिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन, अगर इसका मीनिंग आ जाए तो इट वुड बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू सॉल्व इट, बिकॉज यू नो द कॉमन काइंड ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शन बट यू डोंट नो द मीनिंग ऑफ एक्सपाउंडिंग एंड एक्सपेंडिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन. तो द मीनिंग इज वेरी सिंपल बट इट कैन बिकम very difficult in your prelims exam. है कि नहीं है? प्रीलिम्स से बहुत मुश्किल हो सकता है, तो समझ लेते हैं मतलब क्या है इनका। एक्सपाउंडिंग जुरिसडिक्शन मीन्स व्हाट? टू डिफाइन, क्लैरिफाई एंड एक्सप्लेन जुरिसडिक्शन। मीन्स व्हाट? व्हेन ए कोर्ट हैज जुरिसडिक्शन टू क्लैरिफाई समथिंग, टू डिफाइन समथिंग, टू एक्सप्लेन समथिंग, then we say it is the kind of expounding jurisdiction. This is the jurisdiction in relation to explain something. समझ रहे आप? जैसे सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, these courts have expounding kind of jurisdiction because they can interpret, they can explain the different terms. है कि नहीं है? In CRPC, reference, when a term is referred, when a legal provision is referred to high court, this is what expounding jurisdiction. Are you getting this point or not? So high court, supreme court, these courts have expounding kind of jurisdiction. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ में आ गई तो। एक टर्म है expanding jurisdiction. Expanding jurisdiction means what? To expand, enlarge or extend the jurisdiction. Expand means enlarge, बढ़ाना, jurisdiction को enlarge करना. Getting this point on? So in this regard you should note down this line. It is the duty of the court to expound its jurisdiction. It is, however, not proper for court to expand its jurisdiction. Please try to understand the meaning of these two terms and use of these two terms. It is the duty of the court to expound its jurisdiction. As a court, you are supposed to explain your jurisdiction. You are supposed to explain it, but you are not supposed to expand. You cannot enlarge your jurisdiction automatically. A court cannot enlarge its jurisdiction. So expound and expand, these are two different terms. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ में आ गई तो आपको, है ना? And these things are given in your notes as well. Expounding and expand. Now, next term is what? Municipal and foreign jurisdiction. What is municipal and foreign? And please, for the God's sake, don't get confused with municipal and municipality. This is term is what? Municipal. This is not municipality. Municipal and foreign jurisdiction. Municipal means what? Domestic jurisdiction. Municipal or domestic jurisdiction. It is exercised by municipal courts. Municipal courts means what? Courts in the country. When the domestic courts situated in India exercise the jurisdiction, we say it is the municipal jurisdiction. डोमेस्टिक जुरिस्डिक्शन हिंदी में समझाया तो हम लोगों को, जब भारत की जो न्यायालय है, जो भारत के कोर्ट है, अगर वो कोई जुरिस्डिक्शन एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं म्यूनिसिपल जुरिस्डिक्शन या डोमेस्टिक जुरिस्डिक्शन. अगर कोई फॉरेन कोर्ट जुरिस्डिक्शन एक्सरसाइज कर रही है, उसको हम बोलते हैं फॉरेन जुरिस्डिक्शन. तो म्यूनिसिपल जुरिस्डिक्शन एंड सेकंड इज व्हाट? फॉरेन जुरिस्डिक्शन. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ आ गई हो, because these are the terms which will be used in coming chapters. So you will be using these terms frequently. Legal and equitable jurisdiction. Legal and equitable jurisdiction. So there are two kinds of courts in England. One is what? Common law courts, and other is what? Equity courts. Common law courts are those courts which exercise their jurisdiction on the basis of some statute, on the basis of law. And the equity courts are the courts which exercise jurisdiction on the basis of principles of natural justice, good conscience, principles of justice, न्याय के सिद्धांतों पर निर्णय देने वाली. Basically, these are the other courts other than the law courts, and the basis of the decision is what? To meet the ends of justice. न्याय करने के उद्देश्य से दिए गए decision where there is no law but equity favors you. Sometimes it may happen there is a scope that there is no law. कोई लॉ नहीं है किसी पॉइंट पर, है ना? तो वहां पर आपकी हेल्प क्या कौन करेगा? इक्विटी में क्या होना चाहिए? व्हाट शुड बी एज पर द जस्टिस. न्याय के हिसाब से क्या होना चाहिए? समझ रहे हैं बातें नहीं? या किसी लीगल पॉइंट को इस तरीके से इंटरप्रेट करना कि वो न्याय संगत कहलाए. इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ द लीगल नॉर्म्स एज पर द इक्विटी. तो देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शंस, लीगल जुरिस्डिक्शन एंड इक्विटेबल. Equitable jurisdiction is exercised by the court of equity, and the common law courts exercise legal jurisdiction. Indian courts are both kinds of courts are here. Courts of both law as well as equity. जैसे in criminal law, session court, magistrate courts, these courts are court of law. When the high court is exercising jurisdiction under inherent powers. It you can say this is exercised in the equity kind of jurisdiction, because there any decision, any order can be passed in the exercise of in the interest of justice. In the similar way, in civil cases में every civil court has inherent powers, है कि नहीं है? तो whenever a court is deciding any matter as per the exercise of inherent powers, means any order passed in the interest of justice, you can say it is exercising equity kind of jurisdiction. Are you getting this point or not? So in India, courts are both law and equity, and basically it is applicable for civil courts. Civil courts are exercising the legal jurisdiction as well as equitable jurisdiction. Inherent powers का मतलब ये है कि वहां पर they are exercising what? Equity jurisdiction. Please raise hand अगर ये बात समझ में आ रही है तो पढ़ें, ठीक है. Now general jurisdiction and special jurisdiction. तो ये तो नाम से समझ में आ रहा होगा. General jurisdiction means what? In all cases comprised within a class or classes of causes, and special means confined to special, particular or limited causes. इसको समझ लीजिए कैसे. जनरल जुरिस्डिक्शन मतलब क्या है? एक जनरल सिविल कोर्ट है. एक कोर्ट मीन्स सिविल जज सीनियर डिवीजन, सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन. Now these courts will exercise all kind of civil cases, whether it is a recovery of money suit, whether this is a partition of immovable property, whether there is redemption of mortgage, whether there is a accounts of the partnership, whether this is for dissolution of partnership firm. There may be so many kind of cases which can come to a single court, that is what civil judge junior division or senior division. So in that way that court is exercising general jurisdiction. But a rent controller court of rent control, okay, then there is a family court. These courts are exercising a special kind of jurisdiction. They are exercising the jurisdiction of a particular or limited causes, a special kind of jurisdiction. Probate related, insolvency jurisdiction. Are you getting this point? Family court is exercising jurisdiction only relating to the family disputes. Rent control authority is deciding the cases only to the rent control. So these are the cases of special jurisdiction. And the civil court junior division, civil court senior division, these courts are exercising general jurisdiction. तो आप समझे इस बात को? कर लेंगे आप? सही. इनका क्वेश्चन ये है कि जो रेंट कंट्रोल अथॉरिटी के जो केसेस हैं वो कोर्ट में गए, तो उसको हम क्या मानेंगे? जनरल कोर्ट, जनरल जुडिशन माने या स्पेशल माने? सी, व्हेन देयर इज अ कोर्ट स्पेशली कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ केसेस, कि दिस कोर्ट विल लुक आफ्टर ओनली दिस काइंड ऑफ केसेस, देन वी से that a special jurisdiction has been given to that court, because that court is dealing with a limited kind of cases now, specified cases. Then we say it is a kind of special jurisdiction. Are you getting it? Now, and when a court is given the power to exercise, to adjudicate every kind of jurisdiction, every kind of cases, whether it is the money recovery or whether it is the partition suits relating to immovable property, different kind of that right to worship, right to office, right to service, anything. These kind of, that only these are the suits of civil nature. Then this is the kind of jurisdiction of general. So special cases or general cases. When you are taking care of different kind of cases, it means you are exercising general jurisdiction. When you are exercising jurisdiction vis-a-vis a particular class, only one or two types of, it means you have special jurisdiction only for those cases. Different, simple सी बात है ये. MST courts, you can say MST court is looking after only the cases of MST. So that is MST court is what? Having special jurisdiction in that regard. कर लेंगे. Challan court, beggars court. I am just trying to explain the meaning of special jurisdiction. So don't confuse कि भी criminal side चले गए, civil side चले गए. Focus on the term special jurisdiction. समझ में आई बात? बढ़े? Please. Now come to this. Exclusive jurisdiction or concurrent or coordinate jurisdiction. The term is what? exclusive jurisdiction. Exclusive jurisdiction. Exclusive jurisdiction is that which confers sole power on one court. Sole power over one court, and no other court or authority can render a judgment upon that matter. You understand this? You see this slide now. Exclusive jurisdiction means sole power on one court to decide a case. It means when a court enjoys the sole jurisdiction on a matter, कि no other court will see such kind of cases. It means this court has exclusive jurisdiction. It means other courts are impliedly barred from taking cognizance on that kind of matter. So, and it's just opposite. It was concurrent or coordinate jurisdiction. It means what? That different courts can take cognizance on that matter. जैसे there is a matter, same matter between same parties, same time over same subject, but different courts can take cognizance of that matter. Different courts means more than one court. There are more than one courts which can take cognizance on that matter. That matter is pending between the same parties. At the same time, more than one court take cognizance of that. It means they are having concurrent or coordinate jurisdiction. For example, if you go to the Constitution, enforcement of the fundamental rights, Article 226 gives the power to the High Court for enforcement of the fundamental rights. Article 32 gives the power to the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. You got it or not? Please raise hand इतना बात सुना दे तो. Article 226 High Court, Article 32 Supreme Court. Now suppose your fundamental rights are violated, then you have option either to go to the High Court or to the Supreme Court. It means both courts are having jurisdiction to entertain that matter. Your fundamental right is violated by the state. It is between you and the state. State is violating your fundamental right and you are the victim. Parties are same. At the same time, you have option either to go to High Court or to go to Supreme Court. It means what? Both of the courts, High Court and Supreme Court, are having concurrent or coordinate jurisdiction. It is open to litigant to invoke jurisdiction of any such court. You as a victim can approach either to Supreme Court or to High Court. So this is the example of concurrent jurisdiction. Suppose, secondly, if you have a immovable property, if you have immovable property and the property is so situated that it comes into the jurisdiction of more than one court. Are you getting this point? You have the immovable property. The case will be covered under section 1718. When the property, your immovable property is so situated that it comes into the jurisdiction of more than one civil courts, then you can take that matter to any of the courts. It means what? Those courts are having concurrent or coordinate jurisdiction. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ में आ गई हो तो. See, ये बहुत छोटी-छोटी बातें हैं, but these are very important for to understand the CPC. समझे? ये बेसिक्स हैं. ये आपकी नींव बनाएंगे अच्छी तरीके से. तो इनको समझने की कोशिश कीजिए आप लोग. तो समझ में आई आपको? Concurrent, in case of concurrent jurisdiction, you have option to invoke the jurisdiction of any of the court. So when a court has the only exclusive jurisdiction, suppose कीजिए. Now, the case is related to an immovable property. Case is related to immovable property. It is situated in the Mukherjee Nagar. Then the court exercising territorial jurisdiction to Mukherjee Nagar exclusively has a jurisdiction. You cannot go to any other court now. You cannot go to another court. It is not your choice to go to the other court. If you want to take your matter to the court, you will have to go to that court only which is exercising territorial jurisdiction over Mukherjee Nagar. So it means Mukherjee Nagar Civil Court is having exclusive jurisdiction on this. So sole or one court to decide a case. No other court can give a decision on this. So this court was having exclusive decision. It can be, this is general definition. समझे नहीं समझे आप? Supposedly, और कह सकते हैं कि a court has been given jurisdiction of rent control authority, Delhi Revenue Control Act में. Now that court is enjoying the exclusive jurisdiction vis-a-vis that kind of cases only. No other court can take up that matters. Are you getting it or not? So when a court has the sole power to decide a case, it means this court is having exclusive jurisdiction. It may be a territorial kind of exclusive jurisdiction. It may be exclusiveness regarding the subject matter also. So means to the exclusion of other courts. No. See, there can be so many cases when a court is having exclusive jurisdiction, it is having a special jurisdiction. It is not as if one court will have only one kind of jurisdiction. So this is exclusive and concurrent jurisdiction. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ में आ गई तो. अब देखिए इसमें आईपीसी सीआरपीसी एविडेंस का रस मत ढूंढना. ये सीपीसी है ना. सीपीसी में कॉन्सेप्ट्स में थोड़ा सा आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Original and appellate jurisdiction. You are very well aware of these terms. Original and appellate jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction means court of first instance. Jurisdiction inherent or conferred upon a court of first instance. Try to understand this. Original jurisdiction means what? This is not original and duplicate. This is original jurisdiction means when you approach with the matter for the first time before a court, it is called court of first instance. The court which takes up the matter initially is called court of first instance. Suppose you have you want to recover your loan from someone and you want to file a case of recovery of money. Then the court to which you will approach first, that will be the court of original jurisdiction. That court decides the matter against you. Then you will go to appeal. The second court will be what? Appellate jurisdiction. So first court, the court in which you first approached, it was the court of original jurisdiction, or you say it is the court of first instance. Magistrate court in criminal side is a court of first instance. Civil judge junior division, civil judge senior division, these are the courts which may be termed as court of first instance. Court of ADJ, while exercising appellate jurisdiction, it may be what? Appellate court. समझे आप लोग? प्लीज रेज हैंड अगर ये बात समझ में आ गई हो तो. डिफरेंस समझ में आया आपको ओरिजिनल जुरिस्डिक्शन का और अपीलेट का? सो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट्स, हाई कोर्ट्स हैव ओरिजिनल एज वेल एज अपीलेट जुरिस्डिक्शन. समटाइम्स district court is enjoying both kind of jurisdiction, original jurisdiction as well as appellate. Some matters are approached only with the first as a first court of first instance. तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के पास दोनों ही तरीके के जुरिस्डिक्शन हो सकते हैं. इट में भी ओरिजिनल एज वेल एज अपीलेट. सेम थिंग विद हाई कोर्ट एज वेल. हाई कोर्ट में अपीलेट मैटर भी जाते हैं और ओरिजिनल भी जाते हैं. तो वन कोर्ट में बी एंजॉइंग बोथ काइंड ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शन. फॉर सम केसेस इट इज कोर्ट ऑफ फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस, यानी कि ओरिजिनल कोर्ट होगी. And for some cases it may be the court of appellate also. So please ये these are the again original and appellate jurisdiction. कर लेंगे साहब इसको? बढ़िया आगे को फिर. Jurisdiction as to subject matter. This is very important to understand it. Very important to understand. Jurisdiction as to subject matter. See, different courts have been empowered to decide different types of suits. Different courts have been empowered to decide different kinds of suit, and certain courts are precluded from entertaining certain suits. इसको समझ लीजिए अच्छी तरीके से. क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ मैं आपको? जैसे देखिए, कुछ कोर्ट को स्पेशल कहा गया है कि यू विल डिसाइड सच काइंड ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शंस. अगेन यू कैन से इट इज स्पेशल जुरिस्डिक्शन. स्पेशल जुरिस्डिक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ सब्जेक्ट मैटर. सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन से testamentary matters relating to will, divorce cases, probate proceedings, insolvency proceedings. These are only the district judge or civil judge senior divisions. These are matters which are to be heard and decided by the district judge or civil judge senior division. It means these are the special cases. Subject matter क्या हो गया? Testamentary matters, divorce cases. These are the different kind of subjects, different kind of cases. So this is a jurisdiction related to subject matter. For example, if you have a dispute relating to property, if you are having dispute relating to immovable property, so subject matter is what? इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी। अगर आपका झगड़ा किसी इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी पर है तो क्या कहेंगे, सब्जेक्ट मैटर क्या हो गया आपका, इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी का। सही है। तो यू विल टेक द मैटर टू द कोर्ट विच डिसाइड सच काइंड ऑफ केसेस। इट्स अ जनरल काइंड ऑफ जुरिस्डिक्शन, है ना, एनी कोर्ट, सिविल कोर्ट हैविंग टेरिटोरियल एंड पिक्यूनरी जुरिस्डिक्शन। नाउ सपोज कीजिए देयर इज डिवोर्स मैटर। नाउ सब्जेक्ट मैटर इज व्हाट, डिवोर्स प्रोसीडिंग्स। then you will have to see which court in your territorial jurisdiction is taking up such kind of matters, because now the subject matter is what, divorce matters. So subject matter jurisdiction is very important for this, because if a court takes up the matter contrary to subject matter jurisdiction, it means the court is exercising beyond jurisdiction. Court has no jurisdiction to take up that kind of cases, but it is taking up, then the decree passed in such cases will be nullity, because it will be called as in the absence of lack of jurisdiction, despite the lack of jurisdiction you are exercising this kind of jurisdiction. आप समझ रहे हैं बात ये? देखिए, एक तो हुआ सब्जेक्ट मैटर का, अभी हम लोग चर्चा कर रहे हैं बाद में, एक कीप इट इन माइंड, एंड पिक्यूनरी जुरिस्डिक्शन, एंड एक है टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन। टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन, पिक्यूनरी जुरिस्डिक्शन, एंड देयर आर subject matter jurisdiction. These kind of jurisdictions are very important for you to understand, and their consequences are different, because if you go to a court which does not enjoy the jurisdiction on that subject matter, अगर एक कोर्ट में आप जाते हैं, उस कोर्ट के पास उस सब्जेक्ट मैटर को सुनने का अधिकार ही नहीं है, इट विल बी एन इलीगैलिटी। इट मींस द कोर्ट heard the matter, decided the matter without jurisdiction. This will be the case of without jurisdiction. But if a court not having territorial jurisdiction or pecuniary jurisdiction decides the matter, it will be a procedural irregularity only. तो डिफरेंस है बहुत बड़ा, इसलिए समझना जरूरी है कि जो अलग अलग टाइप के जुरिस्डिक्शन है, इसका मतलब क्या है, इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है आप लोगों के पास। ये सब्जेक्ट मैटर जुरिस्डिक्शन का मतलब है कि द वेरी बेसिक जुरिस्डिक्शन। टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन क्या होता है, समझिए इसको, देखिए, टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन मतलब है ज्योग्राफिकल जुरिस्डिक्शन, क्षेत्रीय क्षेत्राधिकार, कि कौन से एरिया पर आपको अधिकार है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज, ही एक्सरसाइजेज जुरिस्डिक्शन विद इन हिज डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड नॉट आउटसाइड इट। ए डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज एक्सरसाइजेज jurisdiction within his jurisdiction. सपोज कीजिए डिस्ट्रिक्ट मुरादाबाद यूपी, तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज ऑफ यूपी मुरादाबाद विल एक्सरसाइज jurisdiction only within that district. District judge of Ghaziabad will exercise jurisdiction only for his district. But the High Court of Allahabad, High Court of UP will exercise the jurisdiction throughout the UP. So all UP is the territorial jurisdiction of High Court. All district, all limits of, within the limits of district Ghaziabad is the territorial jurisdiction of that district judge. Madras, suppose कीजिए Madras district of Madras, तो district judge of Madras is exercising the jurisdiction for that district only. High Court of Tamil Nadu will be having territorial jurisdiction only for that state of Tamil Nadu. So this is what territorial jurisdiction. Then comes the pecuniary. Pecuniary means something related to money. Okay, the amount or value of the subject matter. Amount of that there are limits for this. Some courts have limited pecuniary jurisdiction. Some courts have limited pecuniary jurisdiction, means they can, for example, see, there are courts limited to a particular amount, that this court can decide a matter only for ₹1,000 maximum. A court may decide only matter, suppose up to 20 lakh. If you are a civil judge junior division, and High Court says that you can decide the matter only for the maximum amount of 20 lakh. It means your pecuniary jurisdiction is what? Up to 20 lakh. So you can decide the matters only up to ₹20 lakh. but there are certain courts which have unlimited pecuniary jurisdiction. There is no limitation. Their matter may be 20 lakh, 50 lakh, maybe 50 arab. It may be any matter. There is no limitation. So there may be some kind of limitations and it may be also unlimited. High courts and district courts, and in some state, civil judge senior division. In Uttarakhand, civil judge senior division enjoys unlimited pecuniary jurisdiction. समझे आप? In Delhi, recently up to 2 crore. After 2 crore, the matter was to be heard by the High Court. So this was the limitation. High Court was having unlimited. So there was a limitation for district courts up to only 2 crore matters. यही था ना? अब अभी तक. But now it has been 20 lakhs तक. So there are maybe different kinds of. I am not going into fine details. What I am explaining that there may be limitations upon what the value of the court. समझे? वैल्यू ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट मैटर, कि उसका कितने रुपए तक की वैल्यू होनी चाहिए इस प्रॉपर्टी की, या रिकवरी ऑफ अमाउंट, वट एवर इट मे बी. इसे कहते हैं वैल्यू ऑफ सब्जेक्ट मैटर. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? अमाउंट और वैल्यू ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट मैटर, कि उतनी वैल्यू का केस पर जाएगा नहीं जाएगा. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड pecuniary jurisdiction. So pecuniary jurisdiction is related to limit of money, and it is what territorial jurisdiction, and that was jurisdiction as to subject matter. तो इन तीनों में डिफरेंस समझ में आया आप लोगों को? नहीं, pecuniary, territorial और subject matter jurisdiction. समझ में आया? Now come to the civil and criminal. You are very well aware of this. Civil jurisdiction means the jurisdiction of court as to the disputes of civil nature, and it is of criminal nature. So this is what civil jurisdiction and criminal jurisdiction. So this is what इस टॉपिक पे what you have learned, meaning of jurisdiction and the types of jurisdiction. Very very important for you to understand the other terms and other chapter for this. ठीक है, कर लेंगे आप. आपने एक बात नोट की होगी कि आपने जो बचपन में याद किया, जैसे टेबल याद की, या रिलीजियस कुछ आपने कोई आरती, कोई नमाज, कोई गायत्री मंत्र याद कर रखा होगा, तो आपको हमेशा याद रहता है. वो क्यों रहता है? क्योंकि रिवीजन बहुत किया होगा. उसी तरीके से मैक्सिमम फेलियर्स इसलिए होते हैं, ध्यान रखना, कि लोग याद नहीं करते, केवल पढ़ते जाते हैं. तो दोस्तों आप ये गलती बिल्कुल नहीं करेंगे. जितना भी आपने पढ़ा है आप खुद से पूछना कि आपको वो याद हो गया है नहीं हो गया. आप उस दिन जज बनेंगे जिस दिन आपको ये सारा जो ज्ञान आपको दिया जा रहा है वो टिप्स पर ऐसे होना चाहिए जैसे 2 का टेबल. ये मत भूलिएगा. और विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम प्लीज गो टू द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. थैंक यू वेरी मच.